I sent a new link on email. New link. I think she knows what that means. Okay. Yes, you are live. Okay. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to have to put you here. There we go. Excellent. All right. Can everyone good? So we can see the kitchen here. And it apparently is taping. I understand. So whatever comes up, comes up. I did wear this blue shirt to bring up my eyes. So I hope this does work. And it's taping. So we'll just get going Okay. So someone had asked last time, it was the Links who asked last time. That's why I wanted to make sure they're on this video, because it was Rich Link who said, what about vegetables? And I don't know what people expect from the exercise world, that we're supposed to have like gardens outside our house and grow all these wonderful organic vegetables. But that just doesn't work for me. I'm not going to go out and grow stuff, wait 6 months to get fiber, and then harvest it, then clean it, then chop it. It's just not happening. That's not the way I am. And the problem is, if this is the way I am and I want to lose weight, or at least maintain my weight, I need to find solutions that work for who I am, not for some ideal utopia where we all have victory gardens in our backyard. So here's my solution to that problem. Boom, right there. Right there. All right. Now, just so you know, this isn't magical. I bought this at Walmart. There is nothing magical at Walmart, especially the frozen vegetables. But this works. I like the way it tastes. I can move it into other meals. It requires almost no cleanup. It requires almost no preparation, no growth, no soil, no fertilizer, just a friggin' microwave. That's all it requires. And yet people make all these like crazy things where like their diet has to be composed of all this. They go to the grocery store and they go and they buy all these vegetables. And then they just sit there and they rot in their fridge because no one has the time or energy. Hi, Rich Link. I'm talking about the vegetables he asked me about. No one has the time or energy to prep these things unless they're really driven to prep their vegetables. I'm not. All right. So I use these frozen vegetables. I was just reading an article the other day about these food deserts where people in underprivileged areas can't get access to vegetables. I bought these in the Walmart in Trenton. There is nothing more underprivileged than the Walmart in Trenton. All right. This works. So what I do is I get my frozen vegetables. I have a 1,000-watt microwave. So I just put them in there for 5 freaking minutes, face down, by the way. I learned that mistake the hard way. Boom. And guess what happened? There's my vegetables. That's it. I have broccoli. I have asparagus. I have green beans, both cut and uncut. I have spinach I can use. And everything is just 5 minutes away. It's like 6 minutes for the green beans. I think it's maybe 7 minutes. But that's my answer to vegetables. And if I have access to a salad every now and then, I'll eat that. But I know Rich had asked, well, we always have to have things like roughage, and I get that. Vegetables add fiber to the diet. They add very few calories. They add a lot of nutrients to the diet. This is the way I make it work for me. If you have a garden and you want to grow your vegetables and cut them, or you want to go to the grocery store and buy them and then prepare them, and that works for you, and you have the time and energy to do it, awesome. But this is, and I go this over and over and over again. You've got to make and I stole this from Scott Abels. This isn't my original. You got to make the diet fit the person, not the person fit the diet. I think he said that about working out, but I also think he said that about diet too. And there's limits to that. If the person wants to be the kind of person who wants to eat baby back ribs every day, okay, maybe you can't make the diet fit that person. But within reason, these are frozen microwave vegetables. It works. It's not that big of a deal. Now, I'm going to actually show you a whole meal here. So I got the vegetables going in here. I'm going to reach in and grab my frying pan right here that John Burns donated to me as a housewarming gift. Actually, I think he just wanted a new frying pan, so he got rid of his old one. Okay, so Peggy Link is watching. Awesome. Helen is watching, and so is Andrew Moss. And whoever got onto the new link. So what's that? I like the cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, and squash frozen. Okay, so here's the deal. Andrew Moss just took things up, right? He is like high-octane gasoline. If we have a fire, he makes it hotter and burn longer. He just gave another idea, right? He likes the cauliflower. I can't eat cauliflower. Cauliflower makes me so friggin' gassy. It actually is painful. It's not a matter of it's like inconvenient, like I make people grossed out. It actually hurts when I eat cauliflower. So I don't eat cauliflower. But Andrew Moss, he eats cauliflower, and it's awesome for him. Look, they have so many varieties. I hate peppers. I go, oh my God, you hate peppers. Well, that doesn't mean I'm destined to be fat because I hate peppers. I just don't eat them. But they have microwave peppers. They have microwave blends. I'm going to put a link in the show notes of all the freaking varieties of frozen vegetables that these companies make. They just put in the bag and microwave. There really is no excuse at that point. If you're like me, you don't like to prep, this is what works. This is how you work within certain parameters. You eat vegetables, you eat protein, you eat portion control. This is how you make it work. And if I'll give you know why I'm like this? Well, part of it's genetic, I'm out of my mind. But why I have this opinion. I can't tell you how many times over the years I've been in the grocery store and heard young people, particularly tend to be overweight people, tell me what I can hear them. I shouldn't be listening to them, but I am, because that's what I do when I go to the grocery store. I judge. And I'm listening to them in the produce section, and they're like, oh, yeah, let's buy some vegetables. Not that we're going to eat them. They're probably going to rot anyway. And they all say that about that bag of salad. They all say the same thing. They're going to buy it and let it rot, but there's just something like one guy said, someone said, I feel like I buy bananas to go to my house and die. Right? That's Peg says, but you don't like, I love asparagus, Peg. I love the fact it makes my pea smell. Peg, I don't like peas. All right? Just so we can get this. Let me put this on the stove so we can start heating up. So this is the frying pan. This is my inferior electric oven. I do not doubt Lou Valenti. The electric oven is inferior to the gas oven. This gas stove, but this is what I got. I put it at a level 4, not a level 11. This isn't Spinal Tap. Peg, I don't like peas. In fact, let me show you something. I have peas in the house, Peg, but I only use these to ice my elbow when I type too much, or if I think I'm 25 again and I lift too heavy. These are the devil's vegetable. But even the devil has use, because they're so small, they mold really well to a variety of inflamed body parts. But yeah, I hate peas. I hate peas, and I hate fruit and dessert. But I actually like asparagus. There goes that. Okay, so now this sucker's heating up, all right? Peg, I'm sorry if I misled you about asparagus, but if I did say I hate asparagus, I misspoke. Sometimes when I get in like a hateful mood, I don't make any sense. I have a hard time making sense when I'm in a good mood. When I'm angry, I start saying crazy stuff. So I do like asparagus. So here again is my Pam. Now I'm gonna do, you hear this concept of fat shaming? I'm going to fat in a can shame Andrew Moss right now, because watch this, Andrew Moss. You ready? This is a non-1980s New York City subway dirtbag spray paint amount of Pam. That's it. Shocking. Okay. Pam, we're done with it. We're going to put that away. So now the Pam, oops, wrong shelf. I'm too excited. So now all of a sudden, oh my God, my vegetables are done. I didn't have to wait 6 months for these things to grow. I didn't have to go to the produce section and buy them and chop them and wash them and scrub them. They're done. They leak all over the floor. The problem is, be careful. When you take this out of the microwave, it is like, I got this as a gift from a very nice client, and I call this Satan's sleeping bag. I put tea in this, and the tea gets hotter. This, if that's Satan's sleeping bag, this is Satan's sauna. That's how hot these vegetables get. So you got to put them off to the side a little bit. Right now, my pan is heating up. Already, I haven't even broken a sweat yet, and I've almost got a whole meal cooked. I'm going to go back into the fridge, and I'm going to pull out these bad boys. All right? Now, these are Applegate Farm sweet Italian sausage. Forget about the organic thing. I don't eat them because organic. I eat them because I like the way they taste. The organic thing actually screws me over because it makes them $2 more expensive than if they just said non-organic on them. But I love the way these taste. They're awesome because they've got protein and fat in them, so they keep me full. But even better, they're already pre-cooked. So literally all my lazy, cooking-ass hating butt has to do is tear the labels off of them. Watch it. This would never be a show on the Cooking Network because it would literally last like 2 minutes, right? I take my kitchen shears. What's Andrew Moss saying? I'm changing my Pam spray. You're welcome. I love David Green's here. Oh, my God. See, but here's the deal with David Green, people, before I put this on. This has to heat up a little. If you guys don't know, David Green is from England. And English people have this thing about peas. They make this. In fact, David Green, this helped me out the other day because a client of mine went to a restaurant in Pennington. It's supposed to be this great restaurant in Pennington where Cugino's used to be. And his wife had scallops. I think it was David Green. She had scallops, and he said, she said they tasted good. The dish smelled. And when I looked at it, it had that mushy peas that you like to eat on it. Why am I pointing scissors at you? I'm like, right? So I think that's what it was. So everyone, David Green is here. We know he loves peas. He's from England. Boom. Oh, by the way, just so you all know, people, this might be the greatest tea of all time. This is straight from England. Is that right side up? This stuff tastes so good. If you're trying to get off the white horse, if you want to stop putting sugar in your tea, drink this. There's some kind of blend in this that makes it taste like there's sugar in it, but there's no sugar in it. It is absolutely right. Just stop shaking it so you can see it. This stuff is awesome. I only have a limited supply of it because it is from England. So at night before I chill out, I have my Twinings, not Twinnings. I've learned two things in the last 3 months. It's Raos, not Rows, and it's Twinings, not Twinnings. So this I'll have at night to chill me out because why would I need to be chilled out? And then I have this bad boy in the morning to make life worth getting up for. Okay, so I take this. Here's the package. I just cut it. Look at this. Look at this amazing culinary technique. I had to study for years to learn how to do this. Wow. Amazing. Take the second package. I should get one of those white chef hats. This requires so much skill. Now, I bought these uncooked. They're way cheaper, not this brand, but other brands. And I don't want to deal with figuring out if they're cooked or not. I'm paranoid. I don't trust thermometers. I'm always afraid the battery's low and it's going to tell me the meat's cooked when it's not, and I'm going to die. And if I'm going to die, I don't want to die from eating sausage, all right? So what happens is now that's on there, it's on a level 4. I'm going to hit the timer because I'm so scatterbrained. These will be on fire before I realize they're done. And we put them at 10. And actually, I'll put them a little hotter in the beginning, just to get a little char on the end. Now watch this. This is my cooking technique. Look at that. Watch this, people. Look at that. This is called making the diet work for you versus you work for the diet, right? Like the flavor, love the preparation. This, you see a little hips going in there? I'm just totally unnecessary. This is the cooking technique. I just do this every now and then so certain parts of it don't burn. And that's it. So now the broccoli is probably no longer at what do they call it when you burn yourself and it's really, really bad burns? It's not stage 3. It's not great. 3rd degree burns. I won't get a 3rd degree burn. I got that there. Now I got my glass bowl. You're like, oh, you must use glass because it's superior to plastic. No, this is what was on sale at TJ Maxx. Because I'm paranoid, I'm going to wash this off. I'm like Phil Hartman, the anal retentive chef. Retentive, not retentive. I'm going to wash that off. I'm going to wash this off because, again, paranoia knows no bounds. Dry that off right there. Dry that off there. And now we're going to cut open the vegetables. Okay, so right here, we cut it open. Just a little cut right there. And then we pour that bad boy into the bowl. Now, part of this will go into my meal tonight. Part of this will be eaten over the next few days. I have 2 vegetables I made vegetables the other day. So I have green beans for my lunch, and I have this to mix with a potato for dinner. So those are my 2 vegetables today. Again, let's just go back to the advanced cooking techniques. Right? I bet David Green is dreaming of sausage for breakfast like they serve in England with their Heinz beans. Right there. Okay? And now we go on to phase number 2, which is how do we turn this broccoli into a meal? Because I'm not exactly a low-carb kind of guy. All right? And as always, I recommend you keep a bottle of beef eater around. I actually have 2. This one I haven't opened yet. In case dinner doesn't go so well and you got to drown your sorrows, always have a little backup plan. All right. So now we've got our potato. Watch this advanced cleaning, cooking, prep technique. Are you ready for this? Helen Thompson scrub brush. Everything in my house at one time belonged to somebody else. That's why I get this YouTube page to start taking off, because I got to start getting some of my own utensils. And I start rubbing this right here because I get all the filth and the dirt off of it. This is about as much prep as I'm going to do. If I had to do this for everything, the broccoli, the asparagus, I would go nuts. I would just be fat. I would say, screw it. I'm just going to gain weight. So I scrub it right there. Get a little on the top here, right? Get a little on the bottom there. Then I'm going to take a different towel, dry it off. I don't know why I dry it off. It's going in the microwave. It's not going to put some clothes on. I go get one of my Naomi Sussman plates, my Naomi Sussman fork. I stab the potato. Just be careful. I one time got really passionate about this, and I stabbed myself in the hand. Right there, flip it over. Now, why you do this is so the potato doesn't explode. Now, the only part of this, again, advanced cooking technique, the only part of this that requires, why did the timer go off? Uh-oh. I have no idea how long it's been on before. Let's put it on 5 minutes. We'll see what happens. Okay, timer's going again, 5 minutes. Potatoes are different. This is why I hate meal prep, because this drives me nuts. I really have no idea how long this is supposed to go in. This actually tortures me. So I'm going to guess 5 minutes on one side, maybe 3 on the other. I don't know. See, with the bagged vegetables, you have continuity. You don't have to guess. I don't want to expend, I have to expend mental energy just to make a basic decision in life, because that's the way my brain works. If you could map my brain, you would see if I had to make a decision. This is why I don't make decisions. I just eat the same stuff all the time because it just drives me nuts. If you put me in a restaurant where I didn't know where anything was, and you put a flow chart of what my brain looked like, my brain would be going in 87 different directions just to make one basic decision. So what did I do? I simplified the process by just having less decisions to make. Why? Because I had to make the diet work for me, not work for somebody else. I admit it. If you grow your own vegetables and you wash them and you clean them, you are better than me. I don't deny that. If you actually make your egg whites by separating the yolk, you're better than me. I have no problem with admitting that. But I got to make a diet around my faulted, broken self. So I buy egg whites in a carton. Oh, sorry. Okay, they're way more expensive than buying the eggs yourself and separating them. But I'm not going to freaking separate the eggs, so therefore the diet is not going to work. So therefore, advanced cooking technique, I'm not going to do it. I actually kind of just like shaking doing this. It's a lot more fun. It's like when I first got into Judaism, one of the things I really liked about it is no one in Judaism prays in place. You're always like davening and bobbing and stuff like this, so the religion really worked for me. But there I go there. We go in the microwave. Try 5 minutes on one side, and then we'll flip it over on the other side. We put the egg whites away so they don't go bad. And what we'll do is, because once these get done, this is probably going to take a little while to finish cooking, and that's why I'll get into a lot of the Q&A. I'll give you the basement tour, the whole Mike's Not a Serial Killer basement tour during that time. So I'm just going to throw my massive amount of meal prep labels in the trash. And that's really where we're at right now. Actually, let me show you this real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse out this bag. This is very important for you to see this. Again, this is about as crazy as I'm going to get. I rinse out the bag because I can throw this in the trash, but it smells so horrible if it's in there forever. Believe it or not, I live alone. If I throw this with the broccoli scum in it in the trash, it smells like death. Right? So I always rinse it out. It's a little insider tip. It's maybe the one downside of this. You got to rinse it out when you put it in the trash. So boom, right there. So right now the sausages are already done. Okay, that's for my people in Philadelphia, sausages. All right, so boom, that's almost done. As you can see right there, it's starting to brown nicely. All right. That, by the way, that's 4 dinners right there. I eat 2 sausages per meal. There's 8 sausages total. That's 4 days worth of dinner. When I get home and I'm done training and I can't think about push-ups or anything, I literally just pull 2 of these out of the refrigerator, microwave them for 1 minute, and my protein is done and it tastes delicious. I'm looking forward to eating this. It's not something I have to choke down, all right? That's why I have the tuna fish in case I feel like choking something down. But boom. So we got about another minute before this is done. Again, they're already cooked, so I can take these off at any given moment. But I just want to make sure that I have that little crisp on the end of them. Again, potatoes cooking in the microwave. Broccoli's already done. So we're going to wait for all that to get done. You know what? Once I pull these off, we'll go do the – oops, that's that light that was driving Rich Link nuts. Once I get these done, which is – they're probably done now. Let's take them off. So, again, all I'm going to do is turn the timer off. And, again, this has been a successful cooking thing. The smoke alarm has not gone off. So this is almost like ninja cooking for me, right? Because if the smoke alarm doesn't go off, nobody knows I'm cooking. My neighbor actually knows whenever I'm making dinner because he can hear it going off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this cool Naomi Sussman. This is actually from an Avery Fagan and Jordan Fagan were little kids, right? They're now like 30 years old and 36 years old. Beautiful adult women, but this is when they were children. I don't own anything that's my own. I'm going to take my tongs and boom, right there. I should turn this off. Hold on. Boom, right there, right there, right there. Okay, so there's our sausages right there. That's 4 days worth of protein. I got to tell you what, that looks really friggin' good. That looks delicious. And that literally, all I had to do was put a pan on an oven, turn it to level 4, 5, 6. That's about as cut these things out of the package and cook them for 8 to 10 minutes. That's all it took. Again, that's called making a diet work for you versus you work for the diet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up here on the window sill to cool off. Andrew Muslim, yeah, you should change those pan techniques, buddy. All right, now we're going to go into the basement. And this is what I promised everybody, is that people were very upset when they saw this. Now, obviously, I have been eating my pasta because we're starting to run a little low on Rayo's, but people got all upset. They're like, oh, you must be a serial killer because that's what your pasta cupboard looks like. So we're just going to take a quick trip down to my basement just to show you this isn't Silence of the Lambs. I don't have someone in a pit down here, right? There's the stairs. There's nobody underneath the stairs, all right? Nobody's fitting in this closet anyway, and there's no one in there. Oops. Okay, let me turn some more lights on just so you can see. All right, so we got the laundry right there, elevated surface. We know all about flooding recently, right? I got to protect these washer and dryers. They're about 10 years old, and they'll probably last until like 2060. But if God forbid these things break and I have to buy a new washer and dryer, they'll probably break in 10 minutes. So we gotta. That's why we have the elevated surface. We have to protect these older appliances however we can. Okay. This, by the way, so I'm not hiding someone in here. This is just the awesome bathroom in the basement. I do have a toilet in the basement. It's phenomenal. All right, and just go down here. As you can see, here's all the stuff. All right, not big deal. I got a little repair for the fence if I ever need it. Okay, we got another light here. This obviously is everything that was one time in Lou Valenti's garage. All right, like I said, I don't own anything of my own. And these are like some leftover blankets that we bring to the animal shelter. By the way, if you have leftover blankets or sheets and we can't use them now, I store some of these in the basement, and then as they need them, I bring them over. So this is the shelter storage stuff. This, of course, is my pride and joy. It got damaged in the move, so I have to get the frame fixed, but the poster itself was not damaged. So this is an official movie theater poster from one of my favorite movies ever, Superman 3. I get it. Right now you're like, who the hell likes Superman 3? I like Superman 3. And I actually got this from an insider. I don't want to be throwing around names, but I know someone who knows someone who got this for me from the premiere of Superman 3. Is it worth anything? No, it's Superman 3. But it's worth something to me, right? This is like Owen's coin collection and Throw Mama from the Train. Billy Crystal thought the coins were worthless, but to Owen, they had something emotionally valuable. That's my Superman 3 poster. We just got to get it repaired. So let me turn the lights out. Boom. So as you can see, nothing shady going on in the basement. There's the stairs, nothing under there except for some screens that I gotta take more screens down because it is starting to get cold outside. There are some nice lamps, all right? Tools, printer. So nothing really going on in the basement, people. I'm just a guy who really likes pasta. Don't look into it any more than it is. Okay, so now, shit, I forgot to turn this off. And now I gotta flip the potato over. Yeah, this sucker's thick, man. So maybe we'll put it in for 4 and we'll see how it comes out. So that's the basement. What else did I have on the list? Let me look because I typed all this out. People had questions. Oh, where is Nicole Baylock? Is she on here? Because I'd start talking trash about her. Let me see if she's on here. Let me see if she's on here. Look at all the Baylocks. So a lot of people, I literally had like 6 questions about the www.comfyskin.net link that I put up. Let me just make sure she's on here. Hello, are you on here? I am about to start pimping Comfy Skin. New link is in your email. So people had asked me all about, oh, wait a second. My fingers are so fat. They're like, you know why I think I like those sausages? I think I like these sausages because they resemble my fingers. They're all like fat and thick, and I can't text. And the stupid text, it always says Jew instead of new. And it really is awkward sometimes. Start pimping. The other day, I had a friend of mine say that he wanted to get gay with me. You know, spell check has like an agenda, I'm telling you. Start pimping Comfy Skin. So what happened was, the whole idea behind doing this live broadcast came from a woman named Nicole Baylock. And so to give her credit, I put a link for her in the notes. And people went nuts because they loved their website. They're like, oh my God, this website's so professional. Who is this Nicole Baylock? And I'm like, well, she's a college student at George Washington University. She is an aficionado, a maven in skincare. Okay, the Baylocks are coming now. She's a maven in skincare. And people were like going nuts about this website because it was so awesome and so professional. And I was like, yeah, well, I didn't know this. Before I met Nicole Baylock, I didn't know that the meccas for skincare in the world are Paris and Seoul, South Korea. In fact, all I thought they made in Paris were macaroons, and all I thought they made in Korea was tang sudo. I didn't know it was like this in Taekwondo. I didn't know it was like this amazing skincare place. So she like studies and majors and travels to and works in South Korea to get on the cutting edge of skincare technology. And so I sent the link to the page, and we were like, who is this woman? How old is she? And I'm like, yeah, she's 20. And they're like, she's 20? Like, she did all that by 20? And I'm like, yeah, I'm 46. And I'm aspiring to have the web and business presence of a 20-year-old. Look, life's a bitch. If I ran for president, I wouldn't say, make America great again. I wouldn't say, yes, we can. I'd say, life's a bitch. That would be my presidential thing, because sometimes people just got it, right? And sometimes you don't got it. So you just do the best you possibly can with what you got, which is what we're doing here right now. Is this a Baylock water fame? No, Rich, I don't think they're related to the Baylocks of water. These are the Baylocks of martial arts fame, but they're not the Baylocks of water fame. So I gave her a link, and then all of a sudden I wound up getting at one point more questions about Comfy Skin than I did about my fitness website. So that's what you know who Nicole Baylock is, all right? She knows everything you need to know about skin. So if you've got skin questions, I don't mean like if you got a mole growing on you and you're like, hey, Nicole, what should I do about this mole that's really black and festering? You go see a doctor. Same thing as I say with all this nutritional and exercise stuff. If you got a serious problem, you don't come to me for that. I wear shorts. Around the house, for crying out loud. And then I wear them to work. You don't come to me with medical problems. Don't go to Nicole with skin cancer problems. But if you want nice, soft, young, healthy skin, you go to comfyskin.net. Net or com? She'll comment, but it's comfyskin.net. All right, so hopefully the potato is done. It is done right there. Okay, that's also very hot. And now here comes the next level of it's net. Thank you. It's comfyskin.net. Here comes the next level of dietary psychosis. I'm going to get this knife. Now look, you can say what you want about the Germans. All right. Look, I converted to Judaism. I have my own opinion on the Germans, but those freaking people can build stuff. I bought this little green German knife at Ace Housewares in Princeton. It had to be like 10, 12 years ago. It was before I worked at New York Sports, before I worked at Wellness Center when I was in the New York Sports Clubs. This sucker's old. This thing, it's called the Messermeister, right? There it is, the Messermeister, right? This thing is like 10 years old, and I swear, I know I wouldn't do violent things with it, but this thing's unbelievable. So what I do is I cut the skin off, and people say, why you cut off the skin? It's got all the nutrients. Well, number one, I hate it. Number one, I don't like the skin unless it's baked in an oven. And I don't have time to bake it in the oven. And number two, you don't know this, but I have kidney stones. They're very, very small. In fact, I drink so much water that they're actually pulverized to dust, so they don't cause me a problem. But some of the foods that can be very provocative to kidney stones are things like raspberries. It must be that P. Potato skins can be very, very provocative, and tea. But since I'm not giving up tea, and I like having raspberries on every now and then, I cut off the skin to my potatoes. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the skin off the potato. Again, this is just how I do it. This is how you have to do it. They may say, Shank, why do you do this? I'll tell you why. I love French fries. I love French fries. I love French fries so much. Some of my happiest memories as a child were not things that children normally do, like fun and play and hanging out with friends. Some of my fondest memories as a child were sitting in my basement in my house in Woodbridge with my dog, Brandon Duke of Treelamore, and eating. I just liked watching movies. I remember watching Octopussy with Roger Moore, and I was sitting with Brandon Duke of Treelamore, and we were just sitting there eating French fries while watching James Bond. And I swear to you, alone in that basement with my dog eating French fries, I don't know if I could have been happier than that. But that's me. And so therefore, I got to get diet around that. So then what I do is, okay, so now I got this other bowl. Let me tilt this down so you can see it. I take the broccoli and I drop it into the bowl right there. Just enough. That's one portion. Now, because I'm a giant baby and I'm terrified of, Karen Baylock's on the wrong link. I sent a new link with the correct one. I fat hot sausage fingers don't let me type. I sent, Jesus Christ. No. They have the audio thing on here. Here, the audio thing. Karen. Oh, this is a mess. All right, this is why I'm just a mess. All right. She's saying, thank you, Nicole. You sent it to her. Okay. So this is the broccoli in the bowl. Now look, it's too broccoli-like. I can't handle this. It's too much shape and texture. So what do? I take this bottle of adobo seasoning. This stuff is badass. And I smash it down into a paste. Not a paste, but I smash it down so it doesn't exactly resemble broccoli too much. Why? Because I don't like eating the vegetables like this. So I smash it down, okay? Take my baked potato, throw it in there. Okay, so we got the potato and the vegetables. Chop that bad boy up. Okay, you see the steam, that's right there. Okay, so that's the broccoli and the potato. It's all mashed up together. Okay, all mashed up together. It's like a big baby food soup. Take my Pompeian olive oil. Now, I've been doing this for years. This stuff's really calorie dense. So what I recommend if you're doing this for the first time, don't use a regular spoon. Use a measuring spoon. I've been doing it so long that I just know how to do it right. So I'm going to pour a little olive oil in there. Okay, dump that right there. Put a little more olive oil in there. Dump it in there. Boom. Mix it around. And this tastes like, when I put a little salt on it, it doesn't taste like a French fry. I'm not going to BS you and be like, oh, yeah, portobello mushroom tastes just like a hamburger. You vegan lunatic. But it tastes close enough. So it's the baked potato, a little olive oil, a little bit of salt. Andrew Moss, you're being salt shamed now. Watch this, Andrew Moss. Ooh, there you go, baby. And that's it. That's all I need to get the flavor. So boom, there's done. Then what I do, I take this cup. I have my 2 sausages, my broccoli, and my potato mash. Get out some ice cubes. Not iced tea or ice cubes, the wrapper, but ice cubes, the actual frozen awesomeness. Throw a bunch of them in there with my straw. For some reason, my Diet Sunkiss orange soda tastes better drank out of a straw. I don't know why. And people are like, oh, you drink diet soda, you're going to die. Okay, the research shows that the chemical, oh no, chemicals are so evil. Everything's a friggin' chemical. Water's a chemical. You'd have to drink like a dump truck's worth of this every day for weeks on end to have like a 5% higher risk of getting cancer. It's so nuts how people get crazy about this. Like, oh, diet sodas, oh, it's unhealthy. You should just drink regular soda. Yeah, so I'm going to go from 0 calories to like 180, and somehow that's going to be easier to lose weight on. Kiss my ass. Right? So I pour my Diet Sunkiss orange soda in there, and then I have this with my mash, with my sausage, and it makes me happy, and it works. Just like the last cooking segment, meat over pasta. Just like last cooking segment, eggs over hash browns. Now, someone said, Shank, you should try some different stuff. And I had my own little test kitchen here the other day. And I told Andrew Moss about this morning. I made the egg whites and the eggs with a little I need Johnny Anthony here. Mozzarella. Johnny Anthony Baylock can say this perfectly. Mozzarella cheese. And I didn't like it. It did not fulfill me emotionally. Right? So therefore, I'm going to eat the rest of it, but it's not going to be a new breakfast item. I tried it. I didn't like it. So what do? I got rid of it. It's like a healthy family, right? You have your healthy family and your healthy family tree. What happens if you have a disease branch? Cut that branch off. Don't let that disease branch start infecting the rest of the family tree. That's my motto. So boom, right there. I'm giving relationship advice out. Great. Okay, boom, right there. And then I take these sausages, throw 2 of them on a plate. Obviously, I'm going to have to reheat this because I got a little Q&A to do. And there's my meal. Let's tilt this down. I got my sausages, my baked potato, broccoli, olive oil, salt, mash, and my Diet Orange soda, and I'm happy. God forbid you be happy. Diet people hate when you're happy. It upsets them on some fundamental level because they all go pray to the God of Jack LaLanne, who once said the most stupid thing I've ever heard someone say in diary. All right? Don't speak ill of the dead. I'm speaking ill of what he said. That rhymed. He one time said, if you eat something and it tastes good, spit it out. Let me tell you something. I don't mean to be full of Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something. My In Living Color friends will know what that meant. If you're not a neurotic, I'm neurotic, but I'm not neurotic about exercise. If you're not a neurotic exercise, body-obsessed nut, and you only eat things, if you spit out things that taste good, you will never last. Your diet will never last. I promise you that. You've got to figure out how to find things. Look, I love hot dogs. I love full-fat sausages. I love broccoli raw with sausage on oricelli pasta with olive oil. So like you got fatty meat with more fat on top of it. I love that. That makes my toes curl. All right. I just told you some of the most wonderful memories of my childhood were sitting in a basement alone with my dog, eating French fries and fried chicken, and watching horrible movies like Octopussy and Dune. Right. If you gave me a diet where all I ate were things that tasted good and I spit it out, it wouldn't last. And that's the most important thing, is to find foods that you like, that you can fit within a certain caloric control. Again, I use the example all the time. I'm a Jew who loves baby back ribs. But the reality is, I can't eat them all the time. One, because I'll get found out. But number two, well, I just said in a live video I do it, so I don't know what I'm hiding from. Number two, there's no way they're 50% fat. There's no way I could use them as my protein source. I'd run out of calories before I got all my fiber and my nutrients and then all my protein in. Oh, this is exhausting. Being me is exhausting, just so you know. Okay, so that's all done. I'll reheat that in a minute. I'll take the Diet Orange soda with me, though, to keep myself hydrated. Let's close the pasta cabinet, because that's all done. You know there are no bodies now in the basement, so we can close that too. Oh, and I just want to address some questions. So you all know about comfyskin.net. Yes, Nicole Baylock is better than me. So whatever. That's life. Okay, let's see. What were some of the questions? Oh, someone had asked the other day. This is, and I don't know why, and I just read a book where the author blew this off, and I don't know why he blew this off, because to me, this is actually a simple anatomy. Someone had asked me, when they lose weight, there it is, Comfy Skin Baylock. So we'll get that. Her website's better than mine. Yes, she is amazing, so I can erase that. Someone had asked me, why when you lose fat, do you lose it from your face and not the areas you want to lose it? So men tend to slowly lose it in their gut, but their arms and face will look like goddamn Mr. Olympia. And women, they'll get really lean, but then their butt and thighs don't lose weight. There's actually a very simple answer to this. And I actually just read a book today where the author's like, no, that's not true. You just lose all your fat. And there's no such thing as stubborn fat. So let me just qualify this, because this is huge. And I know I talk about him all the time because he deserves it. Lyle McDonald has gone at length on this topic. And for some reason, major best-selling published books, for some reason, don't get this. Not all fat is created the same. Let me be very clear about this. Just like not all websites are created the same. You go on how many W's is that? www.shanksfitnessblog.com, you're going to see a difference in quality compared to www.comfyskin.net. All right? They're not all created the same. Well, the same goes as fat cells. I'm going to keep this then. Look, if I was doing like a lecture to like fitness trainers, I'd get really detailed about this, but I'm going to keep this pretty basic. There are two major subdivisions of fat cells you want to think about. And that's not even that accurate, but just work with me here. The first subdivision are, again, I'm going to generalize this. They're known as beta receptors. And beta receptors are like the hippies of fat cells. They want to share everything, man. Like, you want to burn a fat cell, a beta receptor doesn't. It's like, come on into my house and take my fat, take my stuff. I don't care what you do, right? Beta receptor fat cells, they burn real easy. Well, guess what's really rich in your body in beta receptor fat cells? Your face, your arms. Again, genetic exceptions exist, right? All the places where you complain you lose fat first is where those easily accessible fat cells are. Then you got the misers. You got what are known as the alpha receptor fat cells. Well, guess where the most alpha receptor fat cells live? Guess where the fat cells that want to share the least, that don't want to give anything away and want to keep all the fat to themselves, guess where they live? And the answer is not Greenwich, Connecticut, all right? The answer, okay, Larchmont, right? No. The answer is everywhere you want to lose fat, but you don't lose fat. Your belly if you're a guy, your low back if you're a guy, your thighs and buttocks if you're a woman. I've had clients who've gotten really lean up top, and it's just this nightmare around their waist. Why? Because not all fat cells are created the same, and I don't know why people don't get this. Maybe it's because the information out there is bad. I don't know. But they aren't. You've got a lot of these easily accessible, will burn no matter what fat cells. The beta cells that are in these areas, you lose fat fast. You have those alpha receptors that are in the areas that burn slow. And that's just the way it is. Now, look, you may think that's unfair. You may think it sucks that you only look good in a tank top. I'm not talking about my clients. I think you look beautiful. I'm just using that as an example. Nature doesn't give a crap. Nature wants you to live. Nature doesn't care about skinny jeans. Nature doesn't care about the late Karl Lagerfelder. Nature doesn't care about fashion or anything that you think about. It wants you to live. And for the longest part in history, we didn't have access to diet orange soda. This wasn't a problem. If you were a caveman, you wanted full orange soda because you get the calories. There were no grocery stores, right? Famine was a real thing. It killed people. So your body, as a way to survive, evolved. And no, I do not put mustard. All right, so Andrew wants to ask a question real quick. I do not put mustard or ketchup on the sausages. If I put ketchup on the sausages, I would throw myself down those basement stairs. All right? I know I'm getting off on a side tangent, but you should know everything you need to know about fat cells. I was ranting there, and I was carrying on, and I was being long-winded. You don't put ketchup on hot dogs or sausages. There literally is a scene in the Dirty Harry movie where Dirty Harry says to the other detective, I've seen all types of dead bodies, rotting corpses, and nothing makes me want to throw up more than seeing you put ketchup on a hot dog. No one should put ketchup on a hot dog. Now, when it comes to mustard, this is my problem. If you put ketchup on a hot dog, that's your problem. My problem is I hate yellow mustard. I think yellow mustard is horrible. If you like it, I don't blame you for putting it on a hot dog. I just would never, it actually ruins the hot dog for me. I'd rather not have the mustard on the hot dog if it's yellow. I like brown, like the horseradish hot mustard. So yes, Andrew, if I add some brown horseradish hot mustard, that'd be a great way to flavor up those turkey sausages. In fact, I never thought of that. So the next time I go to the grocery store, guess what I'm doing, boss? I'm going to go buy myself some Golden's mustard. Some of that brown, gritty mustard, right, that you can use to cement bricks together. And I'm going to get myself some of that and have it with my sausages because I love the taste of brown mustard on sausages. So thanks for that question. So let's just get away from the alpha beta fat receptor thing because now you should know that it's all over. So if you ever have that question again as to why you lose fat in your face and not the rest of your body, that's why. A couple upcoming podcasts coming up. We toured the basement. We made the meal. Someone said, why did I lose fat from my face? We took care of that. So I got some great advice from an internet superstar, Nicole Baylock of the fitness world. Her name's Devin Peterson. And she said that, Mike, I love your videos. I love your content. I love how crazy you are. I love the fact you don't try to be crazy. It's like I had a buddy of mine who used to work I guess they used to call them mental hospitals. I don't know what you call them anymore. And I said to him, because I love the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And I said to him, how do you know like someone's not being Nicholson in the hospital? And he said, that's easy. He goes, the crazy people literally try to act sane, but they just can't. He said, the people who act crazy, that's how we know they're not really crazy and they're criminals trying to like get out of prison. Because crazy people don't have to act crazy. We just are the way we are. So what the hell was I going through that on? Oh, so she said to me, you have to get a little bit more clickbaity. That wasn't her words, in my words. You got to get a little me-centric with your topics. So just a couple things we're going to go over. There's going to be a video coming out called Foot Fetish Foot Control. And this isn't about foot fetishes. I'm not making fun of people with foot fetishes. I actually feel bad for them because there's real physiological, medical reasons why people have foot fetishes. I got my own issues. I've been in love with Bad Sandy from the last 10 Minutes of Grease since I was 5 years old. So I'm not criticizing anybody. But we have a video coming up going to try and take advantage of some of those kind of exciting titles called Foot Fetish Foot Control, in which I go over everything you need to know about your feet and strength training exercise. We are going to have a special episode, another Shank Cooks episode, because people seem to love when I cook. When I sit here and talk, no one seems to give a crap. When I'm in the kitchen, someone told me the reason why they like it is it's so obvious I don't belong in the kitchen. It's like watching a hippopotamus trying to like walk through like a lamp store. It's a disaster. So we're going to have another cooking episode, the high protein cookie. I have a killer instant to make high protein cookie recipe. It's going to blow your socks off. You're going to love it. I'm actually going to review cookie dough. And the reason why I'm going to review cookie dough, that's going to be part of the high protein cookie recipe video. So more Shank cooks. We're going to do a cookie dough review. We're going to make some high-protein cookies. It's going to be amazing. We're going to start talking about foot fetishes in another one. And we're also going to have a broadcast about why smoking. All right. I mean, look, I'm going over the top. This is going to be crazy when I do this. Why smoking I'm going to do it a question mark so I don't get in trouble. Is smoking good for you? Now, look, anyone with half a brain knows it's not. But I need to get people I need to create some controversy, I guess, to get people to pay attention. That's all anybody pays attention to anymore anyway. And then I'm going to go into a whole thing because one of the things I got great feedback from was the lights on, lights off with the health thing. People love that about the idea of eat broccoli. It doesn't turn the light on, and then eat a cookie and it turns the light off. You don't get healthy doing just one behavior in isolation. You don't get unhealthy doing another behavior in isolation. So I'm going to do a whole thing revolving around smoking and health. It's going to blow your mind. Well, that might be a little presumptuous. And then someone asked to finish up. I want to go eat that because that smells really good. I'm dying now. I might actually go to ShopRite right now and go get myself some brown mustard because that idea sounds fantastic. The other thing someone had said to me, we'll leave that to next time. That's not a big deal. So let's cut it off then. This has already been going on for an hour too long. It's like a damn episode of Game of Thrones, for crying out loud. Rob Valenti from Woodbridge, New Jersey. So we'll be back next week with the high-protein cookie recipe and cookie dough review. Then after that, we'll probably do the foot fetish, foot control video. Once I get the whiteboard up, we'll have the Is Smoking Good For You video up, and we'll just go from there. That's it. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for putting up with this disaster of a live stream to start. But now I know I was willing to make a fool of myself and do this wrong, but now I know how to do it. Look, the links have an amazing sing-along program on Facebook Live, and it was, according to Rich, a bit of a disaster in the beginning for them too. Now they've got like 37 shows up there with awesome audio. They have such good audio quality and video quality. They actually, I think, got shut down for copyright infringement because of a picture they put up on the wall. That's my goal. I want someone to come shut me down because I'm that awesome. Because nobody kicks a dead horse. So no one shuts you down unless you got some. It's like the Russian bots putting porn links on my video. No one shuts you down unless you're doing something right. So I just want to say thank you for everyone for putting up with all of this. We've now figured it out. We played the fool. We figured out how to do it. I'm going to go watch some episodes of The Mentalist before they take it off of Amazon Prime in 5 days. I'm going to go eat my dinner even though it's late because I'm really friggin' hungry, and I saved my dinner just so I can make it for you. I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't even learn anything, I hope you got a chance to laugh. And that's all for right now. Let me just check my live streams. D, thank you. I was funny. Thank you. I was looking for more sexy, but I'll take it. Great show, Mike. Thanks, Rich. Moss, thanks, mate, for the show. Get that hot brown mustard. I will. Can we also use a mashed potato smasher? Nicole, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that. Maybe it would be a fun episode for me to have the potato smasher and have me attempt to use it. I forgot that. You can't do that sound. This was okay for me growing up. Now all of a sudden it's like I'm a member of those lunatics that stormed the White House, the Capitol building, apparently. But yeah, we'll try it and we'll see. Why don't I get the potato smasher and we'll watch me use it in real time and we'll see what happens, because that would be pretty funny. So that's it. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. And yes, to answer the links question, this will apparently be taped. So this will be up for I can't say smart. It will be up in perpetuity. I don't know. I'll look that up later. And if someone could talk, live potato smash. And if someone could talk to John Anthony and just have him make sure that I said mozzarella right, that would be awesome. So goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Eternity. From here to eternity. Thank you, Nicole. On to the next 10%, David Green. You know it, baby. Get those smashed peas. They're low in calories, and there'll be plenty for you because there's no chance in hell I'll ever eat them. Goodbye. Your stream will stop immediately. You no longer be live. Yeah, that's what I want.